Thank you guys for being so patient. I know it's been a while since we've been able to upload some more videos, but today we're gonna actually go through the green belt technique. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the tigers first. So we're gonna do the tigers techniques first, the first 5 techniques, and we'll stop there. And then for the adults, we'll just add the rest of that on there so you guys will have all 10 techniques for the adult curriculum. So first technique we'll start with for green belt is going to be heavenly ascent. So with heavenly ascent, I'll get closer to the camera to kind of show you guys really quick what I'm doing here. Your right hand, you're gonna have the palm of your hand just flat this way, okay? So let's say my opponent is over here. Right hand, palm of my hand is gonna stay flat. My left hand is gonna come right over the top, just enough so that I can curl my fingers over. Because once I do that, these 4 knuckles that are here, that's what I'm gonna actually use to strike with. What I'm doing when I'm striking is I'm using this hand in between that to actually brace it so that when I actually step in and I strike, that's gonna be a strike going to the throat. So when you watch David go through this next part, that's what you're doing. It's right hand pointed straight in front, left hand comes right over the top, and it's coming straight at your opponent, right to the throat, okay? So here we go. David, you ready? All right, so heavenly ascent. Let's come up with just a little bit. Perfect. All right, so first move, you're stepping into a right neutral bow as you get those arms braced and you're striking right to the throat. From there, you're on the inside of the arm. So what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna take your left hand, it's gonna ride down the inside of their right arm down to the wrist to grab. As you do that, you're gonna pull them in as you do an upward elbow right underneath the chin, okay? From here, David's gonna come back down with that same arm that did the elbow with a back fist, curl your wrist back, so that way it's the knuckles that's coming down right on top of the bridge of that nose. So as you hit the bridge of that nose, the left hand is gonna come over the top, heel palm claw, so you're gonna hit with the heel of the hand first and claw down the face. And as you claw down, you should be in a lunge stance there. From that position, your lunge stance meaning my heel is up, I'm gonna ball that foot and my back leg is not straight. Okay, I want that knee bent and you're going down this way. You know, we always have an issue bending those knees. Bend your knees, okay? From that claw, we're gonna rotate back to a neutral bow as we do an uppercut right to the face, all right? So now David's gonna face away and you guys are gonna follow him at home. So face this way. First move, step into a right fighting stance, brace, striking with that right underhand this way. From there, you're gonna pull them in, slide down that arm. There you go. So that arm's coming down and you're doing an upward elbow with your right arm. From there, you're coming down with that same right arm. So what David's doing here is coming down with a back fist. Now you're gonna rotate into a lunge stance, claw, and from that claw, you're gonna rotate back to a neutral into your uppercut. Okay, so here's what we got. Come back this way, David. So he comes in, he's choking. I'm gonna step in, strike right to his throat, and as I do that, I'm gonna grab. I'm grabbing and I'm gonna pull him into an upward elbow. That upward elbow is going right underneath that chin. From that position, I'm gonna drop this back fist right on the bridge of that nose. I'm gonna continue on, rotate forward, claw to that face, and then right from that claw, I'm gonna come back up again with the uppercut, okay? So again, he comes in, he grabs, strike, pull him in, back fist, claw, uppercut. And that's all we got for heavenly ascent. All right, next technique, ladies.
Brushing the storm.
Brushing the storm. Remember, all the storm techniques are all club attacks. So whether it be an overhead club attack, roundhouse club attack, that somebody's got a stick in their hand, and they're coming for you. So on brushing the storm, this is an overhead club attack, but it's coming from the front 45. Okay, so if I'm gonna be the one attacking David right now, I'm not gonna be standing directly in front of him. I'm gonna be kind of at an angle this way. So if I have a club in my hand, it's coming in this direction. His first motion, he stepped into the right 45. So in a little while, you're gonna notice that when we face the camera face away from this to do this, if you're following me in class, your right 45 is coming this way. This is 12 o'clock, and just slightly to the right at an angle, that's gonna be the right 45, and that's where the attack is coming from. So now, we're gonna do it facing the camera, and then we're gonna face away just like you were in class, okay? First motion, David's gonna step into that 45 as he does a left inward parry to parry the arm out of the way. The right arm is coming underneath that arm and hitting with a heel palm right to the face. In this stance, you're in a neutral bow when you do this first part of the strike, okay? From that heel palm, you're gonna keep this left hand raised up because you're controlling that arm from there. He's gonna continue to step in that same direction to go into a lunge stance. As he does that, he's doing right now on this side of his body what's called a flapping elbow. So I'm gonna take this elbow that did the heel palm, I'm gonna bring it around, and flap that elbow right to the stomach. And from there, stay in that stance, and he's gonna bring that hand around as he does a heel palm right to the groin. Now, the other hand, the left hand is still staying up, it's controlling that arm and is still checking, all right? From this position, he's gonna grab the inside of that leg, he's gonna rotate around and get into a cat stance. So now let's move you up this way some. There we go. So in this position, you should be in a cat stance. In your cat stance, you're not standing straight up. So I'm gonna give you guys a side view of what I'm looking at right now. When you're in this cat stance, I want you sitting on this back leg and you're gonna be on the ball of your front foot. So when you get this position that David is in, I don't want you up here. You're gonna drop down to be in a cat stance sitting back here. Most of your weight is on the back leg. So it's 90% on the back leg, 10% on the front leg. So from here, as he came through, he's gonna push down on the hip with that left hand and raise that right arm up. From there, he's gonna scoop kick, drop over to the side, and do a stomping side kick to the next leg. And from there, you'll cover out, all right? So now we're gonna face the opposite direction. So you're right behind David and you're following David in class. So come on over this way, here we go. So remember we talked about your angle is going to that 45 right there. So the first strike comes in, he steps in, parries, and hits a heel palm. So make sure you're going in the exact same direction he's going in right now. So from here now, you're gonna step forward into a lunge stance, flapping elbow, stay in the lunge stance and come around, heel palm to the groin. Now, grab the inside of that thigh. As you come around, you're gonna bring your right leg around and your left leg is what's gonna end up in front as you push down on the left and raise that right up. From here, he's gonna do a scoop kick, drop over to the side, and side kick with the right leg, and then he'll cover out from there. All right, look good? Cool. When the strike comes in, I'm gonna step into Mr. David. Go ahead, overhead club attack. I'm stepping in, heel palm to the face. From there, I'm gonna step forward, collapse into an elbow here, and into a heel palm to the groin. Now that he's leaning forward, he's taking some weight off of this leg that I already hit as I step in. So once he puts that weight forward, I'm gonna continue to come behind and raise that leg up to get behind him to here. From here, the way he ends up, I'm gonna scoop kick the groin, and if he was up on that leg, I would come down, stomp on the back of that knee, and then from there, I end up covering out, and that's the end of that technique. Thank you, sir. All right, next technique, ladies, what do we got? Clipping the storm. Clipping the storm can actually be used, it's for a club attack, but it can actually be used as a knife attack as well. So this is with a club that person's coming in more like as a stab, okay? So we're gonna do it again, facing you guys, and then we'll turn around and face the other way. So from here, come on to the middle. First part, he's gonna step into a left neutral bow. As he does that, he's turning his body sideways to get his stomach out of the way, and he's stopping that strike with this arm right now, the left arm. Notice that his forearm is parallel to the ground. It's not pointing down, and it's definitely not pointing up. So it's gonna stay parallel to the ground. From that stoppage, as he puts that on their forearm, he's gonna strike down with his right hand, right to the wrist, right to that nerve. Once he hits that, the hope there is that they'll drop whatever the weapon is that's in their hand, okay? From that position, he's gonna slide into a cat stance. It's gonna end up sliding behind the person. And as he does that, the left hand is doing a hand sword right to the neck. From here, he's gonna continue to step forward. And when he does, he's gonna do a heel palm right to the person's face as he keeps his other hand up checking. And he's stepping in behind them as we're gonna demonstrate in just a little while. Okay, here we go, come back. Let's face this way. You can come right back to this line a little bit. All right, so follow Mr. David again. So we're gonna step in, left neutral bow, stop the attack. From there, strike the hand with a downward hand sword with your right. From there, he's gonna slide his right leg forward into a cat stance as he does a left hand sword. From that cat stance, you're gonna continue to slide forward into a right neutral bow as you do a right heel palm to the face. There you go, good job. So here's what we got. Let's say David's the man with the weapon. He's coming in to stab me. What I'm not gonna do is go ahead. This is not where we're going with this situation, all right? So again, come back, do the other hand. When he comes in, I'm stepping to the side of it, but as I step, I'm not just stepping to the side. This arm is actually gonna come down and check this arm. So when he comes in, I'm stepping into that attack, going to here. From that strike, I'm gonna hit this hand. I'm gonna hit it as hard as possible, boom, to get him to drop that, whether if it's a knife or if it's a stick. From here, I'm stepping, but when I go into my cat stance, I'm not stepping this way in front of him. I'm gonna step right behind him. As I slide behind him from here, I'm gonna bring this hand and just right straight up that arm into a hand sword right to here. Now, as I continue forward, I'm gonna keep going into heel palm. I'm gonna hit the base of this chin. Remember we talked about trying to get that head to touch that spine? We're gonna hit the base of that chin to push that. And what's gonna happen is as I slide forward, I'm gonna have enough backup force, the backup mass to come in, strike, and go right into my next strike. All right? Thank you, sir. All right, what's the next technique?
Flashing wings.
Flashing wings. Yeah, this one, you guys know who you are. You've been struggling in class for this one quite a bit, all right? This is for a right punch. We're gonna step into a left neutral bow and going into an inward block. So that means now you're on the outside of the punch. That means if I was the attacker and I ended up here, I would have ended up on this side of Mr. David, and he's on the outside of my punch, which puts him in a pretty safe position. From that position, he's gonna rotate into a lunge stance as you do an inward body elbow. That's going underneath that hand. So you're gonna be hitting to the body. Make sure your arm is not coming up high, all right? From there, you're gonna come all the way through and come back with an outward body elbow. So you should be following, and the whole time he's in a lunge stance right now. We're gonna switch stances that we do two things with our hands. There's gonna be a double hand sword. First hand sword is coming up with the right, and it's gonna follow through with an inward hand sword with the left. Now, as he does that, he's rotating to a reverse lunge stance. The first hand that did the hand sword now comes down and is checking the person's arm as he's hitting the back of their neck. From here, both your hands are gonna switch positions. So here's what that means. This hand is gonna, top hand's gonna rotate down. Bottom hand's gonna rotate around and come up to raise them back up with the hand sword. I'm gonna show you what that looks like when we do this on the body in just a little while, all right? And that's the last move for flashing wings. So we're gonna face away from the camera now. First move, step in. Inward block there. Now we're gonna rotate to a lunge stance, left leg in front, right inward body elbow. Then he's gonna come back, outward body elbow. So it's going in and then out. From there, he's gonna extend up. Hand sword, then he's gonna come around, drop, hand sword this way. Now from there, he's gonna rotate. Remember, top hand is gonna circle around to come down. Bottom hand's gonna circle around to come up. So from that position, he's gonna come over and around and strike and check at the same time. Now he's in lunge stance coming forward. So I'm just doing the mirror image of what you guys are doing from this part, all right? So now, right punch comes in, I step into him, block here, I'm stepping in, inward body elbow, outward body elbow, then I'm gonna come over, two hand swords. So I'm gonna come through, boom, to go here, I'm going hand sword, hand sword. From here, I'm gonna rotate back. Now notice I'm in a lunge stance because I'm checking his legs as we go. So as I come through here, I end up here and I'm gonna rotate over. This is coming around down. This is gonna come around up. As I bring this hand, I'm gonna take just the blade of that hand, hit the bridge of that nose, so raise them back up on that last strike. All right, so again, flashing wings, comes in, step in, two elbows, hand sword, and I come around, strike to the next one. As I strike, notice where this hand is at. Always checking. So as I check that leg, strike, and I can cover out from there. If I need to, I can kick that leg out if I needed to. All right? Awesome. How many is that? One more for my Tigers. Which one is it?
Broken ram.
Broken ram for an attempted tackle. All right, so here's what we got. The tackle comes in. We're gonna do it facing this way, then we'll turn around and face the other way, okay? So the attack comes in. David's gonna step in into a deep lunge stance, and he's stepping in with his right. As you do that, you're doing a forearm strike with your left. I'm gonna turn sideways. When you do that forearm strike, I don't want your arm going down. I need your arm to be in an up position to where we'll take this arm, and we're gonna shove it right into the person's collarbone as they come in. That's what he's doing with that arm right now. Notice that his right hand is cocked up overhead, because from here, on his next strike, when he does it, it's gonna rotate down, torque down, and strike down on the back of their neck, okay? So this is where he ends up on the next part. From here, there's an arm wrapped around him. You'll see this in a little while. He's gonna take a step. Notice in your neutral bow, you have heel-toe alignment. All he's gonna be doing is taking a step, a very small step back to where I have heel-toe alignment now facing the other way. So it's not a big step. As he does that, he's gonna wrap this right arm around theirs, turn into a forward bow to go into a break as that arm comes all the way up and shoots up into that break. Now, last motion. He's gonna drag back. As he drags back, he's gonna hit him with a back fist to the body, come all the way through, scoop kick the groin, and then he's gonna drop back, into a buckle as he hits a forearm strike right to the person's face. All right, so here we go. We're gonna face this way now, so move up just a little bit. So you're following Mr. David now, here we go. Step forward into the first strike. Make sure it's your right leg that's in front, just like his. Left arm is doing that forearm strike, extended out. Right arm cocked up over the top. Now you're gonna rotate back to a neutral. As you do that, that right arm comes down, strikes right on the back of that neck. Now from here, he's gonna take a very small adjustment step, come around, turn to a forward boat, and that arm is wrapping around to go into a break. From there, left leg is gonna drag back to your right, back fist. Now as that arm circles around, you're gonna scoop at the same time. And then you'll drop back into a buckle, and that's a forearm strike going to the face. All right, make sense? Probably not. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, here we go. So, go this way. Yeah, that's better. All right, so he comes in, I strike, and as soon as I hit that, I'm gonna rotate over and strike right here, okay? So I'm going into a forearm strike, hammer fist to here. From there, I'm gonna take that adjustment step, and as I do that, wrap around his arm and go into a break. From that break, I'm gonna drop back. Back fist is gonna hit the body, and as I do that, I'm gonna scoop kick that groin as I come through, come around. Now the inside of this leg is what I'm gonna end up buckling. So I'm gonna hit the inside of that leg, and as I do that, he falls forward. I'm gonna hit a forearm strike to his face as I cover out away from him for safety. All right? So that's all 5 techniques for the Tigers. Tigers, this is where the show ends for you. I need you guys to practice this over and over again. All right? Good job, guys. Now we're gonna continue on though for the adult techniques. So adult techniques, we're going to technique number 6. Technique number 6, ma'am?
Backbreaker.
Backbreaker. She sounds so sweet, don't she? Okay, so backbreaker, the attack is coming from the same angle, from the front 45. This is a right punch, okay? So from here, come on over here, David. David's gonna step first into a lunge stance. So he's stepping in, going with his right leg first, and the left hand is doing an inward parry as he does that. So he's parrying the outside of that punch to start with. Now the second step that he's gonna do, as he steps, he's gonna be doing an outward parry with the right hand at the same time. So that means left leg is in front right now, right hand is doing a parry, and he's in a lunge stance over here, okay? Let's move you back this way a little bit, David. There we go. Now when we get to there, from here, we're gonna rotate over. So he's gonna take his right leg, he's gonna drop it back to the 45 to grab the person's shoulders. What he's doing from here, he's grabbing their shoulders, he's gonna pull them into doing a knee. So knee, then he's gonna drop back into a really deep neutral bow. You wanna drop back because you're actually pulling the person, and that person's gonna be laying right across your thigh this way up here, okay? So from here, here's what he got. I'm gonna do this facing the camera so you guys can have a better idea as what he's doing from here. It's gonna go left over right first, okay? So for your case at home, if I do a mirror image, it'll be right here, okay? So left over right. So first what we're doing, we're gonna snap, cup the face with the left hand, and come down and strike the bridge of the nose right. From there, you're doing a double eye gouge. So you're taking 2 fingers, going right into the eyes. You're gonna rotate over into a double back fist, just like he's doing right now. Now the next part, he's gonna rotate over and do a double heel palm. As he does that to the face, he's gonna move this leg out the way to slam them into the ground. And when they hit the ground, he's gonna loop around and drop a looping roundhouse kick right to the chest. From there, he wants to cover out. Well, what's on the way covering out? Come back here, Mr. David. When I show them, you're gonna kick them right in the face, right? So you just hit the chest, boom. From there, as that head pops up, you're gonna kick that leg out, boom, as you cover right out and you're away from danger, all right? So here we go, facing this way. First step, stepping in, right leg in front, and you have a left inward parry. Now we're gonna continue to step forward in that same direction, a right outward parry. Now your left leg is in front, just like his. Now when you come around, you're not coming around the face, straight back. David's gonna bring his right leg back to this 45 to where we're facing this 45 this way. From here, he's gonna grab, pull him into a knee, drop back into a deep stance as you bring him right back onto you. Now remember, we talked about this, right? Left over right. He's gonna snap and cup, hand sword to the face, double eye gouge, turn into a double back fist. Now as you do your double heel palm, he's gonna move that leg out the way, and as he drops them, drop on that chest, kick the face out, and you're done. Huh? How awesome is that? You don't believe me? Fine. Work out. So the right punch comes in. I'm gonna go here, and that's my first step. I'm grabbing his shoulders. I'm gonna knee his back and drop back and bring him back to me. From here, come up a little bit. I'm gonna turn this way and drop back. Boom. From here, I'm gonna grab that head, left over right. I'm snapping that neck. I'm holding him here. I'm gonna hit the bridge of that nose with a good heel palm. Boom. I'm sorry, a good hand swipe from here. Eye gouge, double back fist. Now when I go into my claw, I'm gonna hit his face. When I hit his face, I'm gonna move this left leg out. When I do that, it's gonna drop and hit that floor. So as soon as I go from this to this double back fist, when I rotate over, boom, he hits the ground. From there, I'm gonna loop, hit the middle of that chest, and then from there, kick that face, and we're out of there. Thank you, sir. Next technique, please, ma'am.
Flashing mace.
Flashing mace, one of my favorites. Back in the day, we used to call this one the cowboy. So, it's for a right punch. On this right punch, you're doing two things. Your left arm is gonna end up doing the inward block. Your right arm is just doing the opposite motion because you're trying to create a break on this one, okay? So as David steps into a left neutral bow, he's gonna go into that first part. Person's arm is gonna go right in between here, and this right arm, as it breaks, is gonna glance right off and be cocked up, ready to go. Now this part is a part that we also have a really hard time with, okay? You're gonna end up stepping into a twist stance, but your twist stance is gonna come all the way around to go that way. Here's what I mean by that. Stay right there, David. On a normal twist stance coming forward, I would step towards you, the camera, this way. On this particular technique, I'm gonna skip that and go to 9 o'clock. So that means I'm gonna go all the way to here. As I'm doing that, this hand that he has cocked up is gonna come around and strike right at the face as he turns. When he does that, it's gonna strike, and he's gonna come right around. Right arm's gonna be over the top, left arm is gonna be on the bottom, and he's gonna have this turn him this way, okay? So as you step, go ahead and step. Boom. Now, when he comes around, it's right over left. The reason why that is because that right hand's gonna be up checking, right where it's at right now, and as he spun out of it, he's gonna go underneath that arm with a back fist to the body. From there, we're gonna do a motion where we're just kind of bringing that arm down. If you notice, left hand is down, right hand is up. He's gonna go from here, he's gonna drop the right and cover with the left as he drops into a closed kneel almost. From there, we're gonna do a rising back fist. So he's gonna take that, strike him right in the face, and that's the end of that technique. Now, there's an extension to this, but we're not gonna do the extension right now, okay? So now let's face this way. So follow along, do exactly what you see him doing. So you're gonna step forward first, strike. Now remember, as you step, I'm directly to his 9 right now. He's gonna go all the way through to that 12 and drop right here into the 9 as he spins out. As he struck, it just switched into a check, and now his left hand is coming on the bottom, and that's what's gonna hit with a back fist, all right? From there, after the back fist, it's right, left, and he drops down. Now he's in a deep lunge stance, right? Almost a closed kneel. From here, as he comes up to a neutral bow, he's gonna do a rising back fist right over the top, all right? Awesome. Let's go this way. Punch comes in, I'm stepping in, and I'm breaking that arm. So I'm gonna go from here, pop, and pull back, all right? Let's go this way so you can give a better view again. So the right punch comes in, I'm stepping, get my head out the way, and as I catch that arm, boom, I'm gonna try to break and go right from there. This hand is cocked up because from here, I'm gonna rotate through, hit, and as I do that, I'm gonna get right behind him. So as I hit here, I'm gonna rotate through and drop into my back fist. My other hand is up as a check. I have a back fist to the body. I'm gonna bring that arm down. Remember, I'm going right, left. So when I do that, right, left is coming down to here. And as I come up, it's gonna be a raising, a looping back fist. Pow, right? I bet you guys wanna see the extension to this. Not now, we'll do that later, all right? Next technique.
Cross twigs.
Cross twigs for a double wrist grab. So this is one of those, the person's behind you, they come up and they have your wrist behind you, all right? So first thing we're gonna do, as that wrist is behind us this way, we're gonna re-grab their own wrist as we're doing this, okay? Because you're gonna need you to pull them forward as with the next move that we're gonna do. So as David re-grabs, he's gonna step to the front 45 and at the same time, pull them forward. That brings them into him a little bit. Now he's in a lunge stance. Next part is really important. As he turns back, Your left arm is gonna go right behind your back while you're still holding. Right arm is gonna go through with an outward elbow, rotate to a forward bow, and bring them all the way around. And you're gonna bring them all the way down over your leg. From that position, he's gonna take the same arm. He's gonna let go of their arm, come around over the top to drop an overhead elbow. There we go. Now from here, he's gonna do a double hammer fist with the knee, which is gonna be with the left knee. That's gonna be a sandwiching motion. So when he does this part, it's gonna look like this, okay? Go ahead. There, and from there, he's gonna drop, press the back of their head as he pushes it right into the heel of his foot. Then he can cover out from there. All right? So now we're gonna do it facing this way. Cross twigs, both wrists. Remember, you re-grab, step forward, and pull them in. So you're going at that 45, you're in a lunge stance from here. Now don't forget, as I come back, left hand goes behind your back because you're still holding on to them, and you're gonna pull through with that right and bring them all the way around. From there, bring that right all the way over. There we go. That elbow's going right on their spine. From there, you're gonna hit double hammer fist with the knee, and then as he comes back, he turns and pushes that head right into the heel of his foot, and he's out of there. All right? So here we go. Let's go. You go this way. From here, as I re-grab, I'm gonna step forward and bring him with me. Now when I turn, I'm keeping this hand behind me. I'm gonna hit with an elbow and pull him all the way through from here. From my forward bow, as I come through, I'm gonna come over and drop this right on his back here. From there, it's a double hammer fist. First hammer fist is going to the back of the neck. This one can go to the kidney, and my knee's gonna come right up the middle. So once I pull through and I go to this part, I'm striking, but right from here, I'm not just gonna drop, step, turn, and then push. I'm gonna try to get that to be all one motion as I push his head into that heel. And then from there, I'll cover out. All right? Awesome. What's next, my dear?
Conquering shield.
Conquering shield. You guys might not know this, but Miss Lizzie's over here being like my spotter right now. Conquering shield for a left, it could be for a left push, a left grab. This is what we're gonna do for an actual grab, okay? So the person comes up, grabs his lapel. Several things are gonna happen here. First thing is your left hand is gonna come up and pin their wrist down against you. At the same time, your right arm is gonna do an inward block, but that block is intended to be a strike to the arm if you can, to try to break that arm if possible. At the same time, there's gonna be a front kick going to the inside of their right knee. So that's a cross front kick. So if you look at it, come back, even though I just told you 3 different moves, I said 1, 2, and 3, all 3 of those are gonna happen at the same time. So when David goes into this, he's gonna grab, strike, and kick all at the same time to drop forward. Go ahead. Boom. Now from there, he's bouncing off that arm coming over the top, and he's gonna drop his elbow right over their arm to just kind of pin them down into this. The reason why he's doing this is because he wants their face to come forward. As that face comes forward, he's gonna hit an upward elbow right underneath that chin nice and tight. From there, he's gonna come right back down to a heel palm claw, and again, which means I'm hitting with the heel of my hand first and clawing down that face. All right? So we're gonna face away now. Conquering shield. Now remember, left hand grabs, right hand is coming in with the inward block, and right leg is doing a front kick, all 3, boom, at the same time, okay? So first move, he strikes and lands forward. Remember, now that right arm bounces off the arm, comes up, drops on top of that arm to trap him. From there, he's gonna do an upward elbow right underneath that chin, and it's gonna extend out into a claw. Awesome. So from here, let's go this way. So he grabs from here, just a left hand grab. From here, I'm gonna hit both of these at the same time and kick the inside of that leg. Again, I'm not going 1, 2, 3. All 3 of them, pop's gonna happen at the same time. Now, I'm bouncing off that arm, and I'm gonna drop my arm on top of his. That automatically brings his face close to me where I need it. This is why we got the close range weapon. As soon as I drop here, that upward elbow is gonna go right underneath that chin to strike here, and I'm gonna extend out, hit a heel palm claw to the face, and then from there, I can cover out. Thank you, sir. What's next?
Obscure claws.
Obscure claws. All right, last technique, you guys, obscure claws. So again, this is a technique for kind of like obscure sword and obscure wing. Obscure wing, shoulder grab, but this is for one that's somebody that's kind of beside you. Obscure sword is for the person that's behind you. Well, obscure claws is gonna be more for this guy that's more behind you on this one, okay? So on the first move, he's gonna do 2 heel palms, okay? Right hand is inverted this way, Left hand is going this way. So thumb down on the right hand, thumb up with the left hand. As he steps back into a lunge stance, he's going to strike first with the right to the face and continue to circle around as he hits the face again with the left. That right arm that just struck is struck and it's circling around to come into a break. But what he's going to do, as he circles around, he's going to take that leg, the right leg, and step back in this direction into a twist stance. So that's going into a breaking motion. From there, he's going to continue to step forward, but he's going to unwind with that right arm to come up behind the person's back. As he does that, that's hitting with a back fist right to the back of the person's head. From there, he's going to rotate towards the person into a forward bow as he does a heel palm to the chest. And as he's doing that, the right arm stays covered right over his arm because there's a strike coming after that. He's going to be doing what we call a middle knuckle strike. So you have a tight fist that's right here. Middle knuckle means I'm just bringing my middle knuckle up and keeping everything else tight because he's going to take that and invert it and strike right to the person's throat. So from here, he's going to rotate back to a reverse bow here and strike right to their throat, and then he'll get to cover up. Awesome. Same deal. You're going to step back with your right. Right hand strikes first. Remember, thumb down on that heel palm, thumb up with the left one. Now, as you come through, you're going to wrap around and come over into a twist stance. Right leg coming forward into the break. Now, from there, he's going to continue to step forward with that left. Loop that right hand around the back of the person's head and hit with a back fist. He's in a reverse bow here. Now he's going to rotate back to a forward bow as he does a heel palm to the chest to raise them back up. And as they come up, he's going to rotate away from them and do a snapping inverted middle knuckle strike. All right? And that's obscure claws. So from here, come over this side. As he grabs my shoulder, I'm stepping back into him. As I step, I'm going to strike 1, 2. But as I do that strike, this arm is just going to go around into one continuous motion to come back to here. Just on my way there, I'm actually striking to come to here. So when I come around him, I'm coming back, strike, and I'm going to come forward into my first break. From there, I'm going to continue to step into a back fist to catch the back of his head from here. From that position, I'm taking his left hand, I'm going to hit to that chest, boom, that's going to bring him back up for me. And as I do that, I'm going to rotate away from him, strike to the neck, and then I'll cover out. All right, and that's the last technique for obscure claws. Make sure you guys practice with a whole lot of detail. We got some really cool videos coming up as well, just on how to, better understand what we're doing with you guys on this. So just stay tuned for that. Make sure you're practicing and keep those knees bent. All right, love you. Have a good one.